And we're back again. The Wrestling Fellas return once again. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, skint after this week, but yeah, I'm alright. Paying out for car and going London and stuff, but yeah, I'm alright. How are you, man?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Skin as well, but not for that. Other reasons. A vet bill for a dog that wasn't sick. I forgot to tell you about that before we came on. Yeah, took him to the vets. He looked like he was really ill. His belly blew up like a balloon. Gets him to the vets. He was absolutely fine. I got charged 75 quid so they could stick a thermometer up his ass.
Nice. I could have told you that. My belly does the same when I eat.
Yeah. So yeah, 75 quid. 70 odd quid there. But no, other than that, mate, I'm good. Good. Well, in normal life, I'm good. My wrestling life, mate, fuming.
Fuming?
Tooming, mate. Absolute tooming. And we'll get to it.
We shall. Did you watch the video over this week? I know I already posted it. Is it yesterday? 2 days ago I posted it? No. Is it yesterday I posted it? What we on? Tuesday. Posted it Sunday.
So
I've done more memes.
Oh, have you in the video?
Oh, mate. Do you know what?
I'm gonna have to watch it.
I'm a meme perfectionist.
So, give the people that do watch and listeners a bit of an idea. I don't watch or listen our stuff back because if we watch it and listen it back, it's a view and a listen. Yeah. That's one of us. So I don't. When I listen to the pod back when I'm doing the putting the pod online, I listen to it then. Listen for any sort of drops or anything like that, so I can obviously put a disclaimer in there, say sorry. But I don't listen to it once it goes live or the YouTube video. But I think I might have to start to stick cheeky little memes in.
Honestly, I've done them. And as soon as, when we're talking, so I'll spoil it a little, just this little snippet spoiler. So when I'm talking about Tony Khan's announcements, when on SpongeBob it goes 1 hour later.
Yeah.
And then I'm carrying on and I got 2 hours. I had to put that in there because it just went on forever. But that's just a little snippet.
I'll pop it on there. The podcast, if you're listening, I know this podcast will go out, but yeah, the podcast hasn't gone out yet. It will go out after we finish recording this one.
That is my fault. I've been busy I went to London last week and I didn't edit the video like I said I would. And my computer has been a nightmare because
it's a two-way street, mate. Because I've had a busy week as well. Been Father's Day. Is Father's Day in the UK at the same time as the US?
I think so, because they mentioned it on Smackdown. Is it Smackdown or Collision?
It's been Father's Day weekend. This weekend's been Father's Day weekend. Last weekend was our anniversary of our wedding. So I've been
not our wedding.
Obviously, not our wedding. No.
Not our wedding.
No, not yet. So last week I was busy, all my days off, and then back in work, and then finished work, and then it's like, Sunday, Father's Day, and then just do normal life, and obviously work and shit.
Working shit. Yeah. If we could do this full time, it'd be perfect.
Oh, yeah, if I was making a wage off the back of this, I wouldn't be working. I'd be buying Pokemon cards and doing these.
We need to start Twitch. We need to get famous. I'm telling you now.
It'd be great. But I believe you want to do stuff a little bit different today because Matt's news time consists of pretty much what we're going to speak about anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I was looking through the news and it's literally just everything to do with CM Punk and Collision, the Usos and Bloodline, and then Raw. So I'm like...
I've got a little thing I'm going to surprise you with at the end.
Okay, cool.
It's more. Do you know what? It's more of a bit of an update on where our wrestling fan base mindset is right now.
Okay, cool.
It's nothing too taxing. Nothing quick fire. It's good. I'll explain it when we get to it.
Cool.
We'll do it right near the end.
What I thought we'd do is we'll speak about Dynamite. Now I've not watched Dynamite last week.
I did.
I've got the results up, so I can go off them. Obviously, I watched Smackdown, I watched Collision, I watched Raw, and then we got Money in the Bank, and I thought we'd talk about what WWE put on as not WWE, sorry, Fight Club put on of every single Money in the Bank match winner, and we're gonna do a quick fire round of how we think that Money in the Bank cash in when and where it ranks in your memory and favourites kind of thing. Obviously, next week is Money in the Bank. I know it's not this week. Is it?
What's a week on?
Week off next week. Week
so
on Sunday. Week on Saturday.
Give people the idea, obviously, because when this goes out, obviously with a slight delay. Today's date, as the point of recording, is the 20th of June. So Money in the Bank is a week on Saturday. Yes, week on Saturday.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about Dynamite. I'll let you lead with Dynamite because I've not watched it. So talk about Dynamite. Was it decent?
So Dynamite this week, mate. It was one of my favorite ones in a long time. It opened up with the Adam Cole MJF match.
Cool.
And I had really high hopes for it, and I got fulfilled. It was just a good back and forth match. It was a 30-minute match, and the time ran out, and they did something to MJF in it, and I thought, you know, that is a good add to his character. So we're so used to MJF just coming out, running down the locals, giving them a bit of grief, you know, and doing what he does in his mic. But the match ran its length, and Adam Cole said to him, "Give me 5 more minutes in the ring." I didn't even answer him. He just slid out of the ring and walked off with a belt. And that was like a no. It's adding to the story, but it's also added to him not having to be a mic in front of him to control what he's doing.
There's more about character rather than just the mic.
Yeah. It was a good standard match all throughout of it. I'm trying to catch it because I watched it when I was working when it was quiet, so I did watch it.
I've got the lineup here. So yeah, then you had Tony Storm and Sky Blue for the AEW Women's Championship.
I don't remember that one.
It's Tony Storm. I'm not surprised. AEW TNT Championship match between Wardlow and Jake Hager.
It was a brawl, but you knew it wasn't going anywhere because of the storyline with Christian and Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
And obviously that match was then announced pretty much afterwards because they attacked Arn Anderson in the back.
Yeah. Trios grudge match, the Blackpool Combat Club with Claudio, John Moxley and Wheeler versus the Elite of Adam Page, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson.
So there was a promo in between there with Sammy Guevara and
Jericho.
Jericho and Darby Allin
and
Sting. Which led to there was an 8-man tag. Yeah, Sting, Darby, Orange Cassidy. Who's the rubber partner?
Doesn't sound. Give me a second.
Sure, it was an 8-man tag against the embassy thing from ROH with Brian Cage in it. Or was it 6-man?
Yeah, Mogul Embassy versus Darby Allin, Sting, Orange Cassidy, and Keith Lee.
That was it. Keith Lee's big.
He's looking old, Keith Lee.
Yeah, he's letting that grey beard go. That was a good match again. It was a good mix of talent. So the embassy is quite big, bulky guys. And obviously you had the mix, obviously, with Darby being like what we would probably class as a lightweight. Sting is a legendary. I did like, when you watch it, mate, Brian Cage comes out with Surfer Sting face paint on.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's cool.
And I can't remember if he had trunks or he had tights on. I think he did the whole Surfer Sting look almost.
Oh, that's mint.
Because it's obviously a celebration of Sting because of the release teacher. Yeah, it was a good match. Entertaining. Orange Cassidy's putting some work in it, but he looks like he's carrying injuries. And now I don't know if they're doing it for storyline or what. But yeah, it was good. Obviously, that's leading on now, creating a full storyline with Sammy and Chris Jericho, I think, where Sammy's going to split from Jericho completely.
And do his own thing.
There was another promo backstage with Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, yeah. Has that been announced for Forbidden Door now?
So there's a tag match on Rampage, or there was a tag match on Rampage, or it's on Dynamite this week. It's Zack Sabre Jr. and Daniel Garcia versus Orange and Shibata.
Yeah.
tag match. So I don't know if that's already been and gone. But then, yeah, I think that's what they're leading to. That it's like a triple threat or a 4-way at Forbidden Door. With Zack Sabre.
Yeah, the tag matches for for Dynamite this week.
Yeah, which would be good. Sabata is a hard-hitting Japanese wrestler that I don't mind watching. And he's got the Pure Championship. But yeah, and then it goes. Then yeah, it is the main event. It's the Young Bucks and the Hung Bucks.
The Hung Bucks.
Which, if you watch the lower third, mate, when you're watching it, it mentions it says Adam Page and not Young Bucks, and then like above it, it's like formerly known as a name that could have been taken in the wrong way, or something like that. And then obviously, yeah, the BCC, good match, all at it, and then you had the ending where it was just like crazy. Trying to keep up with the ending was so much because you had
Claudio and Moxley attacked as Moxley launched Nick over the barricade until Eddie Kingston's music hits.
Yeah,
and runs out.
So I remember to go first.
Yeah, Kingston to double leg Claudio. The brawl was on as Utah was dispatched until Moxley and Kingston had a face-off. The Bucks attacked Moxley and a scuffle happened. We take a shit. And do you know what? I heard that actually pronounced on Dynamite the other week, and I was like, "Oh, that's how you say it." I totally forgot again. Hitting the ring to attack. Yeah, take a shit. Hitting the ring to attack Kingston. This led to Kenny Omega hitting the ring to brawl with Take a Shit, who was planted with a Snapdragon, while the Bucks and Page took out the Blackpool. I was about to say the BBC then. The Blackpool Combat Club with triple dives. Right as Omega was going to do the Terminator dive, Will Ospreay appeared, DL, and wiped out Omega to a loud holy shit chants. Ospreay clocked Omega with a hidden blade, stood tall as Bryan Danielson said he thinks Ospreay will be the winner at Forbidden Door.
So funny, mate, when he hit it, he sort of like he hits it twice. And the first time he sort of skips around the ring. It was quite funny. But yeah, it was manic, mate. So yeah, Kingston comes out, he goes straight after Claudio, and then the Bucks come in and they go after Mox. He stops the Bucks from hitting Mox. Mox gets in his face. The Bucks then attack him and he's trying to split him. And then Take a Shit, it turns out, up out of nowhere. He clocks everybody in the ring, and then Kenny comes out, takes him out, and then Will just literally pops out of nowhere, mate, and takes him out. And I'm so happy that Will's on TV again.
He was injured, where?
Yeah, so there's an interview on YouTube with Chris Van Velt.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I saw.
Yeah, and he's had to change his whole wrestling style and stuff, and I hope we see him more on TV because I don't know about his contract with New Japan, but he doesn't like America.
I don't blame him.
He says it's too big for me. I know he's got he's dyslexic. I don't know if he's got anything else that's wrong with him like that, but he says America's too big and busy for him.
Yeah, see that.
And he likes being at home. With New Japan, he can be at home quite a lot. He did mention though, if they give him a pack deal, it might interest him. So, because Pac does let's say Pac does 6 weeks worth of shows, but then he goes home for 4 to 6 weeks. So he gets to spend time at home with his family. And Ospreay said he'd be happy with that, but as it stands right now, he's happy at New Japan.
Fair play.
So,
good Dynamite then.
It was a good one, mate. Yeah, definitely worth the watch. One of the better ones. The Adam Cole MJF match, mate. That alone's worth it.
So, we'll get to Raw, and then I'm going to just put some views forward to you because something's annoying me about WWE. AEW have started to do it well. WWE don't do it anymore, and it winds me the fuck up. We'll talk about it soon. Rampage, nothing much to we don't watch. I've never watched Rampage, but the two matches that were on there was United Empire, Will Ospreay, Jeff Cobb and Kyle Fletcher took on Chaos. With Rocky Romero, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Barretta. And then Take a Shitter faced Bandido.
I might actually have to watch Rampage this week. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher.
And Jeff Cobb's just, and he's a good wrestler, Dan. I don't like come shooting at me if you watch this or whatever. But he's your standard big guy. He's your Bobby Lashley, your Bron, Bronson, he's your standard big guy. He does the job, and he does it well. Will Ospreay speaks for himself, but Kyle Fletcher's someone I used to see in the independents, and I thought, he's got bags of potential. Him and his partner on Aussie Open. Okay. I know his partner's injured and they've just been signed to AEW.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So I might have to give that a watch just for that match. Could give a shit, I'll take a shit.
Then we move to SmackDown and the emotional roller coaster that is the Bloodline and Charlotte Flair. So I watched SmackDown. I really liked it this week. I watched SmackDown because I was off the Saturday, so I watched it when I woke up in the morning. Didn't go straight on Instagram, just went straight to watch it. So we'll run through this. The Undisputed Tag Team Championship Gauntlet match, I really enjoyed it. You had Street Profits, Sheamus and Ridge, because obviously Butch is in the Money in the Bank match. The OC, Pretty Deadly, and LWO. Pretty Deadly won.
That's my only issue. That's my only issue with that match, mate.
I'm so happy that they've won.
I'm naming them Pretty Dreadful.
NXT UK, and I've loved them since NXT UK. I think they're really good in the ring. Even on the mic, they're decent. I can see why people don't like them.
I think I have an issue. I think being a British wrestling fan as well, I have an issue with, because that is what people think we speak like and dress like.
I don't dress like that.
I fucking.
Oh, we didn't do our segment.
What t-shirt you wear, mate?
Oh, Drew McIntyre.
The only Samoan wrestler that's not related to The Rock.
He is somewhere. It'd be tonight, Jack, somewhere.
Anyway. Joe.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the match. It's SmackDown's craving a tag titles. They're craving them. Raw, and to give it to Owens and Zayn, they are on both shows week in, week out. They're not missing a show. They haven't since they won the titles. So it's like the Usos. The Usos, when they had to be on Raw, when they got told to be, they were there. So to be fair to Zayn and Owens, they're there week in, week out. But I want to see these 5 teams would have been so good doing it for the tag titles there and then.
Money in the Bank, put the ladder match.
Perfect.
That's my issue with that as well, is that they're on the Friday night before Money in the Bank. Yeah. That should be a Money in the Bank match. It should be about a ladder match or whatever you want to do with it. It should be on Money in the Bank. Don't get me wrong, enjoyed it, mate. I was pulling for the other British wrestlers in that match. I really thought it could have been Sheamus and Ridge, and I would have been happy with that. I tell you what we're missing. You're going to agree with me. I know you are. This might be the one of the only times you agree first time with me. We are missing the New Day massively.
Yeah, we are missing. I said this to my friend the other day. We are missing the New Day.
They're on Raw, though, aren't they? I hope when they even Raw's tag team division's terrible right now as well.
Oh, I'm enjoying Alpha Academy. Thank you. Carry on.
Thank you.
Alpha Academy are one of the small enjoyments on there, mate. We're not getting much tag team wrestling right now on Raw. But when they return, I hope we return as a trio. We need all 3 back.
Yeah, we need all 3 of them.
No, even if Big E comes back as like a manager role for a little while, we need all. Yeah. We need the WWE. I think that division needs them 3 back together. Because if you look, they're building stables now with trios. You got the LWO.
Mm-hmm.
You got Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Brawling Brutes.
Mm-hmm.
So
you no longer got the Bloodline.
Yeah. Well,
no, actually,
there's that many twists and turns in that Bloodline story, mate.
Another Samoan will come from. Nia Jax will join it.
Hey, I'm intrigued by Sokoa, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah, we'll get to that. The Brutes eliminate the Street Profits, the OC, the LWO, Hit Row, and then Pretty Deadly beat the Brutes. So the Brutes did everything, and then Pretty Deadly came in. Typical heel tag team. Loved it. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens congratulated Pretty Deadly. Kevin Owens, man, he's so funny. Do you watch Raw? Do you know what happened on Raw?
I've not watched Raw, but I know that I've had a bit of a recap sort of thing sent to me.
Okay, we'll go through it in a minute. But Owens on Raw was just it's comedy gold. I absolutely love it. You had Zelina Vega, who's been getting a push since a match with Rhea Ripley. She's on SmackDown week in, week out.
Well deserved.
Representing the NWO, yeah. Against Io Sky.
Who's also getting a push.
Who's also getting a push as well. Vega defeated Io Sky. And after the match, there was
a segment. It was Shotzi.
Shotzi and Bailey. Shotzi wins. Shotzi gets Bailey's shot at Money in the Bank.
And I like the way it was Io turned around, accepted it, and just what you're doing. I'm helping you out.
Yeah, because that's Bailey's always done that for Dakota and Io. Then you had the Grayson Waller effect featuring Charlotte Flair. Now, before anyone goes, well, you liked her a couple of months ago. I liked her because she took the title off Ronda Rousey because I hate Ronda Rousey. I don't agree with her just jumping in and getting.
I don't like it, but I like the way they're using the storyline off the back of it now.
Yeah. They've actually acknowledged it.
They acknowledged what we're saying about it, and it's going to give. Because if they didn't, Bianca would have just been floating around. There's nothing really in the line for Bianca right now. So
I think she's turning heel me.
Yeah, maybe. But have her, argue and fight away into a triple threat match for that title.
Yeah, no, I agree. They literally just spoke about the match coming up. Then Bianca came out and then obviously said to Flair, "You lost to Rhea and Charlotte." She said, "When I lost, I didn't hide. I stayed. I didn't run away." Obviously, because Charlotte wasn't seen since. And then she said the line starts with her.
Said something about as well. Every time Charlotte loses, she runs off, which is absolutely correct. Whenever she's off the title, she takes time off, and then comes back and slotted at the front of the line.
Yeah. So my rant about the women's division's coming up because I've got a rant about the women's division.
There's so many people ahead of her.
Yeah,
so many people right now ahead of Charlotte Flair.
I totally agree. Then you had AJ Styles and Mia Yim versus Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Wasn't really asked, to be quite honest with you, and I've just nothing against AJ because I absolutely love AJ. I like Karrion. We've said it since he came back. What do we do him? Do we cheer him? What's his character? Do we?
Yeah, what are we doing with him?
What is it?
What annoys me about Karrion, so I remember when he was Killer Cross in TNA.
Yeah.
And it worked, and he was this badass, and we were meant to hate him. He's come to WWE, and are they meant to be this some sort of weird mind controlled by her? 1 minute they are, next minute they're not. Oh, he comes out and he's in his leather jacket and hair and all that sort of stuff, and they're just normal. But when it's wrestling, I don't know what is his character.
What is he? I agree.
She might be some sort of witch that pulls his, mind control.
I'd love to tell you, mate, but I can't.
It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be marvellous. The match didn't last long at all. It wasn't great either. I can't even remember what happened mainly in it. It's just all I remember was Scarlett rakes the eyes of AJ Styles, and that's how Cross capitalized. Something along those lines. I think that was the only thing that I didn't like about this SmackDown. Then you had Santos Escobar versus LA Knight. What are they doing with Knight, man? Is he winning Money in the Bank? Obviously, we don't want your prediction just yet. We're going to do that next week. But I don't see him winning it at the moment. I see somebody else.
As long as it's not the one that they added last night, I'm okay.
I don't think it is.
I'm okay. Anybody but him.
See, I don't. This is going to sound horrible because I like him. Don't want Ricochet. I don't want Ricochet. Because it's not, for me, it's not realistic for Ricochet to beat. I've been saying that you can win the Money in the Bank now and cash it on the United States title. So,
but what if you think back to, and obviously I know we're going to go through it a little bit on, but you think back to when Dolph Ziggler won it.
Yeah, but the difference was
him
Dolph
to that
Ziggler.
Next step.
It did, but at the same time, Dolph was winning Intercontinental titles, tag titles, United States titles. Ricochet last won the Intercontinental title last year. He's done nothing since. And he said it himself that his character, he loses one week, he comes out the next week, and no one remembers what he did last week. Whereas Ziggler back then, you knew what he did the week before. That's the issue you've got at the moment.
It has potential. The Money in the Bank has that key to boost someone to the next level.
It does.
And with Seth being a title holder now, there is that opportunity with Ricochet. You know, it is, I believe, can beat Seth. Because let's be honest, Roman's dropping it Mania next year to somebody. He's holding it on, probably now. No, but I do you know what? Even though I'm defending him there, I agree with you. He's not the one that. Okay, I'd be buzzing if he wins it because I watched him from Lucha Underground independent days. Absolutely buzzing if he wins it. Happy for him, but he's not the one at the top of my list. Neither is LA Knight.
No, LA Knight's not mine either.
And I'm not going to make my prediction, but obviously, if you put me on a spot, I'll give you 2 now because I'm not going to give you a prediction. I'd be really happy with Shinsuke or Butch. As long as Butch went back to Pete.
Yeah, and that's not happening. One of them for me is Butch. The other one's Damian Priest.
Oh, I forgot about Priest. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think he's Judgment Day a little bit more legitimate.
The only thing that's put me off that, and obviously when you talk about Raw in a moment, I know there was a promo where they all mentioned everything that they can do. So Rhea having a title, she's the most dominant female wrestler in the company right now. Finn saying he's going to take the title off Seth, and Damian Priest said he's going to win the Money in the Bank. So you know where I'm thinking. Dom's going to beat Cody. So you know where my brain's going there. Finn's not winning. Damien's not winning. Neither's Dom. Dom's going to get put over Cody's knee and spanked like he deserves.
Dom's winning. He's going to go on and face Roman Reigns and win the undisputed title.
Obviously, we'll get into it in another way, but I reckon if Dom wins, it's not clean. It's going to be involvement elsewhere.
Oh, yeah, it's involvement with Rhea or something. The other person that LA Knight had a match with was Santos Escobar. Now, I'd like to see him win it. I just don't think at the moment. I prefer him as a heel. I loved him as a heel in NXT. I thought it worked more. And with Carlito apparently signed a contract with WWE.
Just about to say that to you. Carlito,
does that open the door for Carlito to take over Ray's position? Because Ray could never be a heel. As much as he tried, Ray wouldn't. It's like Cena. Could never be a heel.
And for me, groups like LWO and NWO and stuff, they were heel groups. They were never face groups.
No, they weren't.
A good stable are always heels.
Yeah.
Baby faces stables don't work as well. You look back through the Shield, they were meant to be heels, but they were so over, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, Evolution, DX.
Multiple incarnations of DX, even when it was just Shawn and Triple H.
Yeah.
They were playing the heel character but with the babyface attitude.
Yeah.
So Carlito coming back, drop Ray from it, make it a heel group. Yeah.
Then I can see it. But at this moment in time, Santos as a babyface, I just can't get behind it because I don't see him as a babyface. He's a heel. He's got a heel persona. Yeah. He's one of those that you know as a heel. He's legit. The match, it was what it was meant to do. Try and put over both guys, look good. Santos won. So I just don't know what they're doing with LA Knight. And then did Jey Uso fall in line? That's the question. Did he fall in line?
It's playing
that segment
out better.
Was a roller coaster, mate.
It's playing out better than if I could write it myself.
Honest to God, it's good cinema.
Finally, the writers are doing something good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen writing like this since Attitude Era.
Nah, man.
This is so great. Good. This is Kane and Undertaker. Like, who the fuck's Kane? And why is he with Paul Bearer shit? This is, I mean, that's
gotta be Kane.
That's the level we're at. You know, this is like Mankind and Undertaker in the Boiler Room sort of This is good storyline.
This is Kane and
Finally.
Katie Vick stuff.
This is Mark Henry and
the Hand.
and
Mae
the
Young with
Hand.
the Hand.
Mae Young. This is quality storylines. Finally,
it's so good. Obviously, Roman doing everything he can to try and persuade Jey to stay in line. Didn't happen. He even let out a little secret.
He gave him an alternative motive, though, didn't he? He gave him an alternative to staying in line. He wanted him to stay in line. Paul Heyman had to go. And I thought that was fucking genius.
Yeah.
And part of me, now tell me if you didn't, part of me thought Roman was going to drop Heyman to keep Jey, and Heyman was going to go running back to the Beast.
No, I didn't. I don't think that'd work now. I didn't even think that. But I was watching it, and when Jey finds out that Jimmy didn't agree with him being the right-hand man and main event Jey Uso, a little part of me thought Jey's staying with Roman here. Just a little part of me thought.
I was all over the show. I don't know, because
this is happening. My
emotions at that point, mate, it's like, I had that part of me was going, he's going to stay at Roman, he's going to turn on Jimmy, his brother. He is going to turn on his actual his blood. You know, they've been together since day one. He's going to turn on him. And then he switched to the double switch. And I was just like, fuck yes.
Yeah, he did. You out. I'm out too. And then Superman, it was so good. And Roman took the super kicks like a fucking king. So fair play. It was meant, and it sets up now Money in the Bank, the Usos versus Solo and Roman Reigns. Money in the Bank in London, where you're going to be and I'm not.
I will try and get you as much footage as I can. You can do what you want, but this leads me to the point that I was touching on earlier on. Sikoa.
Yeah. X Factor.
Now, he is now the big question mark. And I know Kishi's been very active online. I don't know if that's storyline or that's Kishi, try to keep himself relevant. I did it for the Usos.
I did it for Jimmy. I did it for Jey.
I did it for The Rock.
The lid will blow off the O2 Arena if in that match Sikoa spikes Roman Reigns.
Oh, mate, it'd go mental. Then he has to lose the title. He has to lose it to someone.
Because if you think about it, it's almost a full circle. He came to save Roman in England, and he's cost Roman in England.
Yeah, no, agree.
He loses the bloodline. There's got to be a storyline with Roman, and then for a little bit, someone's got to go on there with them. He's got to face a 3-on-1, or does Roman go out and try and bring in? Have they got?
Have they got anyone free? Is there?
Tama Tonga and Tama Loa.
I thought Tama Tonga signed a new contract with someone at Major League Wrestling, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't know them. But there's other ones out there, mate. There's hundreds of them.
I mean, yeah, but be stupid there. Samoa Joe, he's a part of the Bloodline.
The only Samoans out there. But then, did it do something with the storyline where it builds up to, like, I don't know, if he does build a new group with some other Samoans and he's ahead, then come WrestleMania time, Royal Rumble WrestleMania time, the Usos and Sikoa bring out the real head of the table. You smell what I'm cooking.
Quite possibly. I can see it coming. Well, I can't see it coming, but I can see it happening if it does happen.
Let me just pitch something to you just to come into my little head then. Would you watch Rikishi against Roman?
No.
I would.
No. I don't want to see Rikishi in the match. As much as I like him,
I think he's great.
I don't want to see his stink face. Thank you very much.
I'd like to see Roman get a stinky face.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I don't want to see him a tribal chief.
I won't be it's not a tribal chief no more.
He's his own tribal chief with his wise man. No. The Bleacher Report gave the whole episode an A+.
Sorry, mate, to interrupt you there. You've literally just pinged something in my little head. What if Paul Heyman stabs him in the back?
Paul's not.
Paul, mate, he'll go wherever the money's. Sokoa needs a mouthpiece.
You got the Usos for that.
Oh, there's so much potentially.
Heyman will stay with Roman.
There was someone the other day. Left. I was reading something online the other day. There was somebody coming up with somebody, and I cannot for the love of me remember the name of them. And Paul Heyman's been very open about being a big fan of them.
What, NXT?
No, I can't remember if it's NXT or they're on the main roster or whatever. I can't remember who it was, mate. But I remember reading the article and sitting to myself going, yeah, the next Paul Heyman guy, that would actually be really good. And I don't know who it was. I'll have to try and dig around and find it and send you it if I do. Oh,
yeah, do it.
It could have been anywhere because I sit and read shit all day on my phone.
Yeah. Fair play. No, the Bleacher Report gave it an A+. I agree.
Good show.
Obviously, the full cinema storyline with the Bloodline and then adding the elevations are pretty deadly. Bianca Belair standing on her own 2 feet against Charlotte, saying that she doesn't go anywhere. She brings the story. She brings what we were all thinking into the story. And then the LWO just growing in popularity as well.
Big fan of the LWO.
They're all workhorses though, aren't they? They don't keep up.
I did have my LWO. I would save my LWO show shirt for this episode. I ended up wearing it the weekend instead.
Fair enough.
It's a thin. If you're not from the UK, the temperature's been absolutely ridiculous. Most wrestling shirts are thick, and my LWO one's nice and thin. So I got put on the weekend.
Fair dues. And then we come to Collision on Saturday night. Now, I totally forgot Collision was on. I know we spoke about it in the pod. I totally forgot. And then I woke up in the middle of the night and went on TikTok. And the first thing I saw was Punk's promo right at the start of the show. So let's talk Collision. The show as a whole, I liked. It had a different feel to it. New commentary team of Nigel McGuinness and Kevin Kelly.
Who fucked up?
Yeah.
Buddy Matthews' name.
I wasn't going to mention that, but yeah. Yeah, he did, didn't he? And then Jim Ross was a part of it, but he
had a fall, and he's got a big black eye, and I've seen it, and he's determined to keep going. I believe his speech wasn't the greatest in it. I know he has Bell palsy, doesn't he?
Yeah. He said he's going to take some time off.
Joe, I think it's time to hand. And I had this conversation with Zoe the other day because I showed her the picture.
We have it every week. Every time I mention the commentary team.
I love JR. I love him in AEW still, and I've always JR. If you say to me who's the voice of wrestling, it's JR. I automatically think of JR's voice whenever I see anything. Even to this day, even if he's not commentating, if there's a big, a ladder dive. So the Ricochet Logan Paul at Royal Rumble, in my head, when I was watching that, all I can hear is JR's voice going, "Oh my God," as he did. But I think now it's time to hang the cowboy hat up, work backstage or something if he wants to. If he doesn't want to completely step away, but I think it's time for him to step off that commentary box. Let Nigel McGuinness come in. Excalibur's starting to become really, really good. Taz is always
I like Excalibur, to be fair.
Taz has been good. As much as Shivani annoys you, he adds in where it needs to be when it adds in. Does Jericho still commentate on Rampage?
I've not watched Rampage in ages, mate. I couldn't even tell you.
I'm gonna have to watch this week because Jericho was doing Rampage commentary. But yeah, I think, and it's just more because I'm more worried about him now. He's getting on a bit, and mate, falling over and getting a black eye.
I know, especially when you've got Silver Porter. Is it? I can't pronounce it.
Bell palsy.
That's the one.
It's not a bad illness or anything that I know I know someone personally with it, and I know this superstar. Beyond half full, the Mountain from Game of Thrones. He has Bell palsy. Look at what he does for a living. My uncle's got it. And it's not life changing. Obviously, your face just sort of freezes up and stuff. But he's getting on. He lost his wife 3 years ago. He's ready for me, the cowboy hat down, mate. And go enjoy your retirement.
Ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, go out in a blaze of glory. Tell you what, commentary all in. Do it all in.
Do you know, I said it the other week and I forgot to mention it to you. Obviously, with Sting, there's rumours that Sting's going to call it a day soon.
I believe All In's meant to be the final match.
Sting, Jericho, All In, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross commentate that match.
Do you know what? And I don't know how his contract works, but it's a pity King's going through what he's going through right now.
Yeah.
Because if they could pull him in for one match with him, so he goes out in the blaze of glory with the guy that made him famous, and Tony Schiavone and him started off together. So
much over my grave. Then I got my fan on, and I'm really shivered. Then first time in weeks. Yeah, I know. I agree. I totally agree. It's time now. He hangs up his cowboy hat and just chills out, man. Enjoy retirement. Enjoy meeting your fans at all these conventions that they're paying money for, and you still get your money that way. Still do bits with AEW, like you used to with WWE, WrestleMania, come in for a special show or something. Still do that. Yeah,
big matches, retirement matches. So with Jericho, God forbid, it's a long time away, hangs his boots up, come back and do that match. If somebody massive turns up, you know what I mean, commentate on their first match, whatever, yeah, do that. But yeah, it's time to step away. Just on the mention of that, mate, did you get my tag the other day? Who's coming to Liverpool in October? October.
You sent me a thing. Was it Mick Foley?
Mick Foley, mate. Mick Foley. Yeah. Mrs. Foley's baby boy is coming to the UK.
I've met him already. Got pictures. I've got his. You know when he won the world title in TNA. And he brought out the book hard, something to lock down. I bought the book and he signed it in me memory box.
So I have an issue with it.
Yeah.
My baby niece gets christened on the Sunday of that weekend.
Mick Foley's more important.
I've said this to my little sister and she's going mad. So I'm praying that he's there the full weekend because I have a list of my favourite wrestlers, and as he's aware, my favourite is Eddie Guerrero. Will always be, and then it's Mick Foley. Mick Foley's the reason I started watching wrestling again in the 2000s, and it's gone on from there because I lost touch for a little while. Mick Foley and Triple H Royal Rumble 2000 is the reason I picked up wrestling again.
Yeah, no.
So
Mick Foley's
sick. Yeah, back to Collision, mate. Sorry we digest.
No, it's fine.
As you can tell, I'm trying to change the subject and so I don't talk about.
You kind of like. I was trying to find the full speech by CM Punk, but I can't find the full speech, so I've just got the highlights. So he started off saying, "I am the truth, and the truth is painful." You're gonna hate this, so I'm just gonna carry on. This is from WrestlingJunkie.USA Today. I'm guessing it's on USA Today. CM Punk starts off the show, walks the ring to a huge reaction, which, to be fair, he was in his hometown. You expected it. He carried a bag with him, which obviously had the AEW World title in before he got suspended. Punk says he's done being nice and tells the crowd to tell him when he's telling lies, saying people can call him whatever they want because he knows he is the truth. Punk takes a shot at the Young Bucks.
That's our truth.
Gentlemen, my bad.
Yeah, my bad. Punk takes a shot at the Young Bucks and also sells the title belt with him. Yeah, you've just mentioned that. Saying it belongs to him until someone pins or submits him. He's also has his boots and says that until there's someone in the company that can fill him, he's the one who needs to wear them.
Wanker.
Yeah, the king is back, baby, was one of his words as well. Yeah. I listened. I need to take half of it in. I noticed he did what he did with WWE a few months before he left, where he took the the thing off the mic that said the logo company, AEW, off, and he threw it like he did with WWE. Cut his hair like he did before he faced the Undertaker. Stood up me now. Still a dick. Yeah.
So, we got up on the Sunday morning. No, we were in bed Sunday night when it was on, and we watched the promo. And it was Zoe that seen it first. And she's like, he's back. And she's watching it, and obviously the crowd's coming, and she's like, oh, the crowd's loving it. So I was like, it's in Chicago. It's in Chicago. If you return him back in Florida. No, California. In Cali, where it is Buck City. That's where they're from. Return him back there. Or Ontario, Canada, where it's Kenny Omega's hometown. Anywhere else, he is not getting that reaction.
I think the only time he'll get that reaction is in the UK. At all in. I think
I promise you, I will fight with people when I do him.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
I will promise you now, mate.
I'll be in the gods. I'll be looking down. There'll be a little brawl, and I'll be ringing you, going, "Is that you?"
Just 1 second, mate. Hold my phone, pal. I will not cheer him. And do you know when I go to events, I clap and stuff and sing along, but I don't normally boo or whatever. I don't go down the heel and face. If I like you, I like you. I don't like you, I don't like it, but I'm not going to make it very noticed because I don't like, because these events people are drunk and things are taken out of. Like, I might have just like CM Punk, but 6 people around me like him and they all be pissed and don't like that I'm booing him. But I will be booing him. One thing Zoe pointed out, and she is not a big avid wrestling fan, she keeps up with it because she comes to me with events and we talk about it. It panned out around the crowd. There was a lot of people just stood there doing nothing when he came out.
Maybe the crowd noising.
You had the Spunk Army with all the t-shirts and everything on. But yeah, he come out, mate.
You just called it the Spunk Army.
Yeah, because they're idiots. They're absolute idiots. They're the same ones that would shout his name after he left anytime WWE went back to Chicago. Anytime they went, it annoys the shit out of me. But then, so I pulled it up, mate, and I thought, because I remember messaging you in the morning, give me time to watch Collision. And I got up next morning and I watched the promo. All the promo. And it put me right off watching it. He's walked out now. If this has been agreed by Tony Khan for what he has said, or he's agreed and then come out and gone off script and dropped one of his pipe bombs. Either way, it's fucking wrong. He's come out.
From what I've read, that whole speech Tony Khan agreed with, and even the little dig he took about the Young Bucks, that was agreed as well, and that was run by Tony Khan, and he was happy with that.
But all that's doing is adding fuel to the fire of the issues.
Do you know what this does? And I was watching someone on TikTok. His name's Santi Summit, and I will watch him on TikTok. I started watching him on Twitch when he watches wrestling. It's so toxic in that company for having you've had to make a complete new show to try and make one guy happy when you've got an absolute. As much as I don't like the Young Bucks, and I told you I still wouldn't like the Young Bucks a year today. I
don't care, but that's your
You've got
views.
A bunch of workhorses in Omega, Bucks, Adam Page, that can't work with him. So when you get to a pay-per-view and they're all together, what's going to happen?
He's not going to be. He's not. I'm led to believe there's not going to be a CM Punk match at Forbidden Door. And I don't know if it's down to people not want to work with him or it's there. But this is it. Is now, how are they going to regulate that show? How's that show? Is it going to have its own pay-per-views?
No.
Is it going to have its own run of belts?
No.
But then,
from what I've read this morning, there's going to be no hard brand split. It's literally CM Punk will be on that show. The Elite will be on the other show. That is it. Everyone else can come and go.
But what if the World Heavyweight belt goes around CM Punk's waist?
Then you
So
got that issue.
then we've got to wait for him to drop it to someone so Kenny Omega or somebody else can go for it. Because Adam Page is not going to work with him. Because he did take a dig at Adam Page.
Yeah, he did.
As well. And what frustrated me as well is the rest of the card had wrestlers that I really like. So Miro turned up. Andrade was there. They had a Luchasaurus Wardlow match that looked like an absolute stormer.
It was.
FTR tagged with him. It broke my heart, mate. It broke my heart. It really
I thought you started crying then.
It proper broke my heart.
Broke my heart.
It really did. And do you know what? When I met them the other week, I really wanted to ask about him and chat to him about it, but I didn't want to offend these two guys because you know my views on him, mate, and I won't bend my views for nobody on him. But then I'm led to believe, mate, and obviously I'm sorry if I'm jumping through this, but he was putting a match against probably 2 out of, you know what, Juice Robinson's not that bad, but 3 really good wrestlers, mate. There were 6 wrestlers in that match, and he was probably the worst in the pile.
You know what I only realised the other day? He's CJ Parker, isn't he, from the old NXT?
Yeah.
I only realised that the other day.
Yeah. But
that's mental.
Samoa Joe, I've not been able. Well, I've cancelled my Ring of Honor subscription just because I can't afford it just yet at the moment. And there's 3 months wait for pay-per-views. I'm not into that.
Sure, shop all over again.
Yeah. But yeah, a match with Samoa Joe, mate, and I've not watched Samoa Joe wrestle in a big match. Take him out of that equation and put someone else in it. That match would have been mint for me. Really good. But I believe, and if you watched it, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Samoa Joe lost his rag at the end of the match.
Yeah, it looks like he was getting frustrated with Punk. It looked a bit sloppy towards the end, to be fair, that match. Because of Punk. You could tell he's not been, as much as he's probably trained and he's been in the ring, he's not been actually active wrestling, has he, since September? Because he's had his injury as well, which he made sure we all knew he had an injury in his promo several times. So I liked the event as a whole. We have a new TNT champion in Luchasaurus.
Christian Luchasaurus. I know the results. I will probably do a YouTube job on it because I can't. I said this to you offline. I refuse to give him I know I'm one person out of the millions and millions of wrestling fans, but my morals right now, I refuse to give him my viewership. And I know people are going to say, well, what if he's got a match all out? What are you going to do? I'm going to go for a piss.
Fair play.
We're not getting... So, I was meant to send you something the other day, mate, and I do apologise. He's done an interview with somebody, and I read the highlights of it. ESPN. We ain't going to ever get, unless, we're not going to get an elite CM Punk match.
No, we never will.
He's trying to make amends, and they've sent their solicitors telling him not to come near him, basically. Fucking fair play to them. Well done. That's their company. And he's come in and ruined it. Adam Page is not going to work with him.
No.
What's he going to work? He's going to work MJF soon. He's going to take the title off MJF because Tony Khan wants to put his belt bound CM Punk's waist.
Anytime.
Yeah. I personally, there's been a few things online, and I'm a big toy collector and stuff like that, wrestling toy collector. I think there was too much money put into merchandise more than anything now for him not to return.
Yeah, there was. They're bringing out the Ring of Honor version of CM Punk.
The Ring of Honor CM Punk. They've done an LGN version of CM Punk coming. They've got the new Unrivaled version of him coming. They've put too much money in merch for him to be pulled. And that has a massive part of it. Yes, he puts asses on seats. He puts asses in seats in Chicago. I'm not traveling down to Wembley to watch CM Punk. I'm traveling down to Wembley to watch everybody else.
Fair play.
It's I just not.
Fair enough. This is from Tony Khan. From Fightful, and they've said that the original planned for a hard brand split. Some of the roster were then told it'd be a softer split. we've all been told there would be some natural sharing between the rosters. Warner Brothers Discovery sources we spoke to said that they preferred no split, but under the right circumstances, anything could work. In May, a trademark was filed for the term the transfer portal that would have seemingly been used for the proposed split. A transfer portal is when a pool of athletes seek transfer from one school to another, so one show to another. Brand split. But they don't want to call it that.
No, they don't want to, because there's rumors flying around it's going to be Dynamite. It's going to be in Dynamite this week. But, yeah, I don't know how it's going to work.
Away from Punk for a minute. Andrade defeated Buddy Matthews, like you said. Great match. Andrade won by doing the figure eight on Buddy Matthews, which looks like apparently he's turned around and said it's going to be his new finishing maneuver, or his new submission maneuver, obviously because Charlotte does it. A video package showed Scorpio Sky and teased his return.
Scorpio's been off TV for some time.
Tony Nese tried to body shame in the Chicago fans. Says it's time for a group training, but it was cut short by the return of Miro, which is always great to see Miro. No Lana. We move. Miro defeated Tony Nese by submission. Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale defeated Tony Storm and Ruby Soho. There was no Paige. Apparently she's got an injury. I don't know how true that is. Ricky Stark announced he's entering the Owen Hart tournament and feels like it's absolutely meant for him. Jeff Jarrett challenges Matt Briscoe to a concession stand brawl, saying he's played the long game and never loses at it. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass came out and said AEW was Acclaimed every week, and now it stands for Acclaimed every weekend. That makes more sense. Said that right.
Does that mean Acclaim's going to be in a collision team then?
No, because they said it also stands for.
Also stands for, okay.
So they're doing both. And then they did a big collision scissor and Tony Schiavone got involved because he fucking has to, doesn't he? And then FTR and CM Punk defeated Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Samoa Joe by pinfall as Punk pins Robinson. And that was Collision. Good start-up show, bar the stupid promo at the beginning. It was a good first show to get it off the ground. Whether it'll be like that consistently is a different matter. Raw. I watched Raw. I've been working today. I worked till 1:45, and I had it on in the background, but it was pretty quiet, so I was keeping an eye on it. Plus, my internet's crap on my laptop. We got a return, which I was so happy about. We got
we got technically 2 returns.
Give me a minute. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah. No, the one you thought I was excited about, I wasn't excited about.
All right, okay.
Just the one that no one knew about was the one I was dead happy about.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm happy with that one.
We've been talking about that for a while. So the show opened with Seth Rollins coming out to do his what you call them?
Open challenge.
Open challenge. Thank you very much. Finn Balor came out and attacked Seth Rollins several times, made it look legit, made him look like he was an actual threat to Seth Rollins, which I absolutely loved. Gives it more storyline, gives it more oomph going into Money in the Bank. Apparently that wasn't planned. Vince changed it last minute. It was going to be Seth and the rumors were it was Johnny Gargano because it was in his hometown, but Vince changed it, and apparently what they did was everyone backstage said it was better than what was originally planned because it made Finn look like a legit threat.
Yeah.
Then The Miz came out saying he was going to answer Seth's challenge. And then we got the return in Tomasso Ciampa, not Miz's Tomasso Ciampa. We got the black and gold Tomasso Ciampa.
We got black and gold.
He's back with his original music, original gear. Came out, Miz was like, went to go and shake his hand, and then Tomasso kicked him and kicked the shit out of him. Tomasso Ciampa beat the Miz. Tomasso Ciampa's back. so happy it was that Tomasso Ciampa and not Mrs. Tomasso Ciampa. You can tell Triple H is running the show. Vince, the only thing Vince had down was the Seth Rollins bit. Everything else was Triple H. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter defeated Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. I just want them to do something with tag titles. Like, if you're gonna have all these tag teams, why the? And this is gonna go on to my rant about the women's division after the match I'm going to talk about. Why are they bringing together the NXT tag title, women's tag titles, and the main roster tag titles? Why are they unifying? Don't get it. There's no point in it. You've got legit tag teams now that can maybe jump to NXT to help them out, like Ali's been doing, like Corbin's doing. And we'll talk about NXT Gold Rush that's on tonight because it looks like a good show. They defeated Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. And then you had Indus Sher defeat Cedric and Shelton. They're just trying to get over Indus Sher and how destructive they can be. Veer Mahan hit Benjamin with a crossbody and pinned him for the win. That's where Benjamin's at now. And then we got another return of my mate Prime. Don't know whether you can see it with the picture.
Just to let you know, mate. Prime's part of the Co-op's meal deal.
Is it actually? No way. Get it from your corner shop now for £2. Well happy. So Logan Paul announced he was given a spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match, which kind of makes me happy, only because of the stuff he did with Ricochet in the Royal Rumble. So and the dives he does. He's not winning it. We know he's not going to win it, but it's going to set something up because he's going to be at SummerSlam. Let's face it, it's SummerSlam. He's going to be there because he's going to get eyes on the product. So he's going to set up a feud with somebody in that match. Don't know who it's going to be. I'd like it to be Ricochet. Yeah, I'd like it to be Ricochet, but we'll see. Each person came out and they all attacked each other, and then Logan did a dive over the top rope onto them all, and then climbed up and grabbed the briefcase.
Well, he's not winning. He's touched the briefcase.
That's it. You touch the briefcase, you don't win. Riddle defeated Ludwig Kaiser with the Bull Derek, and then Gunther attacked him, took him out. So It looks like we're going to get Riddle versus Gunther very soon. If not at Money in the Bank, it will be SummerSlam. Oh, Payback, sorry. No, Payback? Oh, Payback's after SummerSlam. And we got Viking Raiders versus the Alpha Academy. And we know Chad Gable has been teaching. I was about to say Renee Dupree then. Maxine Dupree, suplexes, teaching her how to wrestle, and she hit a suplex on Valhalla, and she was dead happy, as was Otis, and so was Gable, and then one of them, I think it was Eric, hit Gable with his finisher and pinned, and Alpha Academy lost. Then you had the Money in the Bank qualifying match, and this comes in where my rant is for the women's division. Trish Stratus defeated Raquel Rodriguez via disqualification after Becky Lynch ran in and cost Raquel the match. Here's my issue, and this goes to SmackDown as well, and the SmackDown Women's title. You've got so many women now. I've got up WWE's roster here, right? So I'm just going to name a few people that we don't see all that often, right? Gather, a couple of them are injured or taking time off for personal reasons. Alba Fire, Alexa Bliss, Aaliyah, Asuka, B-Fab, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Blair Davenport, Candice LeRae, Carmella, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green, Cora Jade, Dakota Kai, Dana Brooke. I'm going past the NXT lot. Emma, Gigi Dolan when she comes up, Indy Hartwell, Isla Dawn, Io Sky, JC Jane, and then what we into the J's today: Katana, Kaden, Lacey Evans, Liv Morgan, Maurice, Maxine Dupree, Natalia, Rhea Ripley, Nikki Cross, Piper Niven, Raquel Rodriguez. You get my point. There's a lot of women on the roster. Why are we always seeing a few? So, Tegan Knox, not injured. Yes, She didn't get the push she needed, the build up she needed to get back onto the roster when she got fired and she got brought back by Triple H. Emma, same thing. Now she's a manager. When we know in Impact how good she is in the ring. Tegan Nox, we saw in NXT how good she is. Why are we seeing the same people? So for me on Raw, who's taking that title off Rhea Ripley? For me, there's one person that you can see happen. Maybe two. Raquel Rodriguez and Trish Stratus. Now, if you watch Raw,
Becky Lynch.
But then you're just giving it back to someone that you've already built up. Now, I get you need the mainstays. You get Charlotte, you get Asuka, Bianca, Rhea. You get them people, and I get that. I totally get where you're coming from. But then there's people that work just as hard as they do, like Bayley, like Io, like Dakota, Emma, and these other women that get the chance on main event. Why not try and give it? Piper Niven could be a legit threat. Could be, if packaged right.
So
but she's a joke.
My issue with it is, like you say, it is the same people, but it's not necessarily the same people. It's the same person for me, and we touched on it earlier on. How can Charlotte Flair be number one contender all the time? Now, rules were changed a while back that there's no guarantee rematches when you lost your title.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even like she has to have a rematch because she lost her title. But she jumps the line. Anytime she takes time, she loses. She takes time off, comes back, she's at the front of that line again.
Yeah.
And I see where you're coming from with the rest of the women in the division. There's a lot of women in that division then get pushed back down the pecking order. But she's coming back, and they're not putting her against the one woman she lost either to.
Yeah.
Putting her against Asuka. Now, I'll be pissed if she beats Asuka for that title.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And it feels like they literally put the title around her waist to stop her from leaving. But with Becky, the reason I would put Becky in that equation for taking the title off Rhea or whatever is she took her time off for having a baby. She's come back. Yeah, I know she won it straight away. She's lost it, but she's not been fired into that. She's not been in that question for that title for a while now. She's been doing a storyline with getting rid of the stupid big time Bex gimmick, bringing back the man, storyline with Trish and Lita, Damage Control. So she could put back in question. My one that gets me, it's two that get me the most, and I know you're gonna like when I say one of them, Shayna Baszler and Bayley.
Yeah.
Why give Bayley a group
completely bury her? To
completely bury them and lose titles, lose the tag titles, lose matches left, right, and centre. It's done none of them. Well, it's doing at the moment. It's doing IOs. It's not even IOs. That IO's done her own self by putting on a good fucking show at Backlash.
Yeah.
For me, when I watched back in NXT, for me, Bayley's probably one of the better technical gifted wrestlers in the company.
We said this when we started, didn't we? That Bayley was the best one, probably out of them all.
Out of them all, the gimmick wise, they've not been great. The hugger, but that was work. That was the same. That worked for kids. Was a little Izzy ringside at NXT every week. Little Bayley. I believe she's gone. She's now she's training to be a wrestler.
She's wrestling now. Yeah, she's wrestling now.
But yeah, do stuff with Bayley. Obviously we had the reign of Bianca, and stuff. And Bianca's a good wrestler, but her reign went on too long for me.
Yeah.
There's one I feel sorry for is Natalya. I know you're not a fan of Natalya, but the work she puts in backstage, majority of them women have been trained by Natalya.
Yeah.
And she gets squash match. She's got another squash match this week with Rhea.
on Raw with Natalia. With Rhea.
It's give someone else, but do you know what? If you look at that WWE and you look at AEW's, it's the same in AEW. It's the same people.
Yeah.
I know they're starting to bring through Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale.
And obviously, Statlander's back as well, isn't she? So
Statlander's back,
she's a fresh face on there.
But it's still Toni Storm, Britt Baker. I don't think Jamie Hayter's injured, didn't she? No, she's taken time off her injuries.
Yeah, I think Jamie Hayter's injured.
But Britt Baker, I don't know if you watched that thing. Britt Baker was happy to take a step back and be a supporting role as such to take Jamie Hayter to that next level. And that's what some of them might need to do. Charlotte, put her with somebody to help boost that next person.
Well, Indy Hartwell, obviously, is injured. She fought in NXT. I thought it wasn't a legit injury at first, but it seems to be. It is. When she gets back, she's gonna get knocked down the pecking order. She's gonna be on main event. You know.
Candice
LeRae. It's like, so. I said it. I think I said it yesterday to someone. The NXT call-ups this time round, majority of them have been used right. Grayson Waller, SmackDown every week. Cameron Grimes, SmackDown every week. Katana and Kaden, Raw every week. Pretty Deadly, SmackDown every week. The only people that haven't really been seen, JD McDonough has just been doing backstage stuff where he's talking to Finn. Probably
it looks like he's
setting up to join the Judgment Day at one point.
Yeah.
Apollo Crews has been brought back up. Don't really care, to be honest. I've never cared when he was in NXT originally.
See, I liked him in original NXT. I think that move back up was just too soon. They should have left him in NXT for a bit longer. There's no issues with him or anything. I just think he's been up in the main roster, struggled. You know, have him ready to come up, but work on a storyline for him before you bring him up.
Yeah. Industry, Raw every week. I know, obviously, it's got Jinder in it, but Vay's been on Raw before, but as a legit threat, they're there. Indy Hartwell, I'm sure when she comes back from injury, she'll be there with Gargano and LeRae, because Gargano's had a bit of an injury as well. So, the women's division is annoying me. And the other thing that I said that AEW did well that WWE don't anymore, do you know what I miss in WWE? The big payoff. So, you go months feuding, right? And I'm thinking there's one feud that always comes to mind when I say this. Months feuding, and then they don't see each other for ages before they clash somewhere. Triple H Cactus Jack, No Way Out 2000. Quality Hell in a Cell match. Now, I know he got brought back at WrestleMania to have his WrestleMania moment, Mick Foley. But then after that, they didn't wrestle because he retired and he was the commissioner. So they didn't wrestle. Back, I mean, I can't remember when it stopped, but you used to go months before there was a massive match, and then that was it. Like Undertaker Batista, Survivor Series 2008, that was it.
The whole
they didn't see each other.
Rock Triple H.
Yeah.
There was always a rivalry there, but they never really faced each other that often. And then every now and then, like, DX would jump somebody and Rock could come out and make the save, and that just brought him back into the storyline with Triple H and his hatred for each other.
Yeah.
But it was enough for the fan to go, them two don't like each other. And at any moment, them two will go at it at a drop of a hat.
I totally agree. So the matches that I thought of were obviously Cactus Jack and Triple H, Hell in a Cell 2000. The Batista Taker, because they had that triple threat of matches where each one of them was absolutely immense. And then they had the Hell in a Cell match where Edge returned and attacked Undertaker and Batista. Orton and Cena went fucking a year facing each other week in, week out.
Cena Edge was
the same. And now you had, over the past year, you had Edge and Judgment Day. When you thought that was done, the next night in Raw, they faced each other again. Rey Mysterio, Judgment Day, you thought that was over, they faced each other again. Like, there's no constant big payoff. We thought we had it with Cody. There was no big payoff because Roman won.
But are they working on that big payoff with Cody and Roman? I think that's where we're looking at. If we don't get Rock Roman at Mania, it's going to be Cody Roman at Mania.
I don't think we're going to get Cody Roman at Mania. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it was probably thought of to do. And now the way this Bloodline story is coming about, I think it can only be one match that goes down.
It can be. I think they might be pinning the hopes on that he's going to be free.
Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to go. But it can't be for the title because I don't want, as much as I like The Rock, I don't want The Rock with the title because he's just Roman. He's not there week in, week out. I want someone legit that's there week in, week out and actually putting on a show. I want... Sheamus has turned around and said, Ridge has turned around and said we'll see Drew soon. Drew will be back soon from whatever he's doing, some time off. So I want Drew to be a heel and attack Seth and have a big long feud with Seth for the world title. I'd absolutely love it. After SummerSlam.
See, I would have loved if he was the one that was injected into the Money in the Bank match, because we only have one title being challenged at Money in the Bank. Or two titles. We've got Asuka and Charlotte the night before.
Yeah, I've got the match card up.
We've only got Seth and Finn. That's the only title match on the card. So if we're going to get a cash in attempt, it's going to be on that match. Now I would have loved, obviously because it's home crowd.
Not really. It could be on the Bloodline with Rowan.
Shit, yeah. Actually, I forgot all about that one. So I'm just adjusting my sitting position.
No, it's all right. Out of them all, though, I could see Damien Priest actually coming out and pinning him, but then you got Damien Priest on his own.
Yeah, that's there. That's why I'm feasible. Like for it is you're looking at potentially someone cashing in. Now, if McIntyre was injected into that match, McIntyre won. We could have put our money on a cash in at Money in the Bank, and he won as a heel. And instead of celebrating with his home crowd, walk out of the arena, no celebration, call promo next week. Yeah. It's not my home. That's not my home. That's not my people. I'm from Scotland, and they're the whole proud Scottish man. And then start your feud then with Seth long run. I just can't see a cash in happening at Money in the Bank, and it always ramps the excitement up when it is one.
We are probably gonna get. Say that, probably not. We're probably gonna get Gunther Riddle. Obviously, they're not going to cash in on the Intercontinental title. Well, they could do, but what's the point in that?
I think Rhea's going to get a match booked, though. I'm hoping Rhea gets a match booked.
I think it's going to be Rhea and Raquel. Because on Raw, Raquel had a match. She came back. Before a match, Rhea had just finished hers and they came face to face. Raquel was like, "What you've just done to Natalya is on someone that's paved the way for us."
I've seen a video of Raquel, Ragdoll, and Trish Stratus around the ring.
Yeah. Like, also, that Photoshop they've done on Raquel, build up for that, did not look like Raquel. I did not know who that was all week. They're saying, the Trish is in a match, and I'm like, who the frick is she against? Because I don't know who that is. And then you had the main event. You had Bronson Reed versus Shinsuke. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know why Bronson Reed's in this Money in the Bank match, to be quite honest with you.
I love Shinsuke, though. I come across my Facebook memories the other day when I watched NXT in Liverpool, and Shinsuke was there. It was when Bobby Roode was announced to have joined them. They took him on tour before they put him on TV. They took him on tour before they put him on TV.
Yeah.
And the video I have is, if I remember right, it was Austin Aries, Bobby Roode against Shinsuke and Finn Balor.
Yeah.
I'm a big Finn fan, and I love Shinsuke. But I love Shinsuke's entrance from NXT days. And I've got the video. I've got the video where the lines on the screen,
yeah.
Right? But I just don't think. I think it goes back to stuff we've talked about before. Like any of the NXT call-ups, just don't seem to know what to do with him. And Shinsuke in NXT, I've gone back recently, mate. I've started another watch thing on my WWE network. I'm watching NXT. Right. but I've started to watch NXT from when Finn Balor come in, because that's when I started watching NXT, and I really enjoyed NXT from there. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go back and watch them NXTs. And I'm getting to the point where I've just watched the Beast from the East.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Finn's won the title. So I know Shinsuke's not too far away now. Kev Owens is obviously on his way up. But even then, I know Kev Owens and Sami Zayn have gone up. But for me, NXT got better still, because Samoa Joe comes in. You have the whole storyline with him.
It's constantly evolving.
Samoa Joe and Finn were won the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Cole,
and then Adam Cole. I'm enjoying it, and it just reminded me how good NXT was and how good these guys were in NXT. And it just like Shinsuke, you go through Shinsuke's history, mate. He's bigger than in Japan. He was bigger than anybody. He was their Okada then, now. And he faced Brock Lesnar in a fight, in a proper fight.
It's mental, isn't it? I did the exact same thing. So, the week before they went to Liverpool, they were at Download Festival.
Yes, I remember.
And it was when I went download every single year. And this one year, they were all there. FTR, Shinsuke, Finn, Austin Aries, Bailey. The first night, the main event. That was honestly on the Friday night, because on the Wednesday was NXT Takeover. When takeovers were on Wednesday,
right?
I know a handful came over on the Friday night, and the main event on Friday night was Baron Corbin versus Angelo Dawkins in a tables match. The crowd was well up for it. It was meant. I've got videos on my Facebook. And the next day, I got up well early to get to the front of the gates, just to get into the arena to go to the NXT a bit. And I queued up all day. Missed Disturbed, who I wanted to see. Missed Shinedown, who I wanted to see. Missed almost everyone I wanted to see, because I wanted to do the signing. And it's under my bed. I found it the other day. I've got FTR signed. I've got Shinsuke, Austin Aries, Bailey, Baron Corbin, Angelo Dawkins. I've got some random people that they're not there anymore. Oh, Blue Pants. You remember Blue Pants? That's going back.
Who was? I only realised Blue Pants was something later in Leah Laver or something like that in AEW. Came through as a librarian in AEW. She's only just left. She just a contract didn't re-sign her.
No way. I used to love that song. It was as well. I used to sing that song all the time.
Rewatching NXT, maybe. Watching NXT made me realise when she came out and NXT, I was like, it is. I quickly Googled it and I was like, oh, fuck, it is.
Yeah, a theme song. Da, 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 da. Blue Pants. It was mint. So I met her all. It was so cool as well. But yeah, Bob, the main event on the Saturday night was Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, Samoa Joe versus Finn, Shinsuke, and Shinsuke. I can't remember the other one. No, it's gone out of my head. But it was sick. It was well good. And then Raw, the main event was Rhodes and Owens and Zayn, and this is where I'm going to go on about Owens and how good he is in a comedy role, as much as he is as a heel, as a babyface. Anything Kevin Owens does is absolute gold. Against the Judgment Day, Dom, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor. Quality match. I really enjoyed the match. It was so good. It showed how much of a shitbag Dom is, and that's what I'm liking about it, because he's just using Rhea and the Judgment Day to win his matches. Whole night Sammy had a bet with Kevin that he couldn't rage.
I read something about this. There's things happening throughout the night that were just Yeah.
So Riddle came up to him and started talking to him about movies, and he nearly snapped, and he had to walk away. And then when Sammy was like, "What was that about?" he went, "Anyone would be the same if he's talking about that movie." I can't remember what movie it was. And then Imperium came up to him, and they're like, "Oh, you're at it again. Why are you coming up to us again? We don't even ask for you, and yet you're coming over." To be fair, he even pushed the third. Is it the third? Was it the wall? The third wall? Is that what they say?
The fourth wall, something like that.
The fourth wall. When Sammy was like, "I need to talk to you," and he's like, "Well, talk to me. It's only me, you, and Byron." And then Byron and Sammy are looking at the camera. It's just comedy gold in here. And then Cody was backstage with a new T-shirt, by the way.
We're not on the Euro store yet.
Yeah, we're not on that rant.
And
I'm
bored of that rant now.
yeah. Kira Tozawa came up to Cody and was like, "I'll be your partner. I'm ready." And Cody's like, "Nice one." I'm like, yeah. And then Zayn and Owens came up and was like, "We got your text. We're there for you. You helped us in the Bloodline at WrestleMania, so we'll help you." And Owens, and he was like, Tozawa's just offered his services, and Owens is like, "For God's sake, I wanted to punch someone tonight, and now you're telling me I can't. You got me hopes up for nothing." And Rhodes is like, "I didn't say yeah to him." And Owens is like, "So I can go and punch someone?" He's like, "Yeah." He went, "Right, let's go." It's mint. Absolutely love Kevin Owens. Raw was ace. WWE over the past couple of weeks has been steady. The past week with SmackDown and Raw has been good.
They've had to. So if you watch both shows, and this is probably the first week where I've watched Dynamite and SmackDown, I will probably watch Raw this week when I'm working. The quality of both of them have stepped up big time. I think they've both realised they've got two big shows in the UK coming. All eyes are going to be on them, and it's going to be who can do what and do it better. And I think the storyline. So obviously you've got the Bloodline storyline on WWE. That's the main storyline on AEW. You've got the Elite, Adam Page,
Combat Club,
BCC, Kick a Shitter, now Will Ospreay. Storyline as well as Chris Jericho doing whatever he's going to do with Sammy, and the MJF Adam Cole. Dear wrestling gods, please, at All In, can we have an MJF Adam Cole match and Adam Cole wins the title? Baby. Because I will be a very happy boy again. But yeah, the amount of quality it's put out these last couple of weeks, even this week, these last couple of weeks, it's been really good. And I just hope it runs.
Hope it continues. Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. Quickly, NXT Gold Rush is tonight. I know you don't watch NXT, but it's a 2-night event. Seth Rollins is wrestling tonight against Bron Breaker for the World Heavyweight title.
Is that tonight's one?
Yeah, it's tonight's one.
I will probably record it and watch it.
You've got Wesley versus Tyler Bate for the NXT North American title with Mustafa Ali as the special guest referee. If you've not been watching, Ali's been involved with Wesley and been in that bracket of trying to get himself back to being good. Then you've got a triple threat tag team match to determine the number one contenders against Gallus next week at NXT Gold Rush 2. Brooke Jensen Briggs, which is Diamond Mine, against Edris Enoff. I think I said that right. Malik Blade. I probably haven't. Hank Walker and Tank Ledger. They're running out of tag teams. They haven't got that many anymore. Dana Brooke and Cora Jade. Dana Brooke's gone back down to NXT to try and build herself back up again. And then you got the Metaphor, which is Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend with Noam Dar versus Valentina Perez and Ulysses Leon. And Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker. And then the week after, you've got Carmelo Hayes and Baron Corbin for the NXT title.
All right, I might watch the 2 weeks then, because I believe
next week looks like it's going to be a little bit better. They should have had Seth and Bron next week, to be fair, but I suppose they can't because of Seth going to London. For Money in the Bank.
Someone who watches it has said to me, it looks like we're on the road to what we asked for, Lone Wolf returning.
I wouldn't say we are.
No,
I wouldn't say we are. I think it's just he's now just wrestling in shorts and boots.
Right.
That's all it is. He's still got his Happy Corbin music. There's no change there. He's not getting darker or anything. He's just literally coming out and attacking Carmelo Hayes. I hope so, but I don't think so. Tiffany Stratton defends her NXT Women's title against Taya Hale, who won a Battle Royal last week. And then Gallus against whoever wins that tag team.
I like Gallus.
So,
I like
Gallus.
Gallus.
Is sick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they'll get lost when they get brought
up. Do you know what? I think Joe Coffey alone has the potential to be big.
He does.
He's got the right attitude. I don't know what. I'm obviously not going to dive into, but I don't know why it took ages for him to come through to NXT USA. I believe there was something.
I don't know. Oh, maybe visa problems.
I think I read an accusation made against him, and obviously he got cleared of all the accusations.
Oh, right.
But I've seen him on the Independents, and I know you have as well, because he wrestled for the same company we both watched.
Yeah.
And he was one of the standout unknown wrestlers for me when I watched, because I didn't know the British wrestling scene. I was going to them shows to watch the likes of Ricochet, Will Ospreay.
The ones you knew, yeah.
Yeah. And he was one of the ones that stood out to me quite a lot. He had a match with Kurt Angle, for God's sake, in it. Yeah. So, yeah, I do like Gallus.
Cool. So, we're going to run through this because I'm aware of the time. Money in the Bank. Should we do this next week? Money in the Bank show?
Let's have a Money in the Bank special next week. Yeah. Let's save that. We'll have a full Money in the Bank. We'll probably do, if we sort of, we'll do the same sort of thing we've done today. Maybe glance over the news if there is any. It'll probably just be Spunk offending somebody else. He's probably going to come after me next week.
There'll be news that.
I'll fight him in a cage match. I will fight him in a cage match.
I will pay good money to see that. I'm not going
and I won't even train. I promise I'll just go in, belly out. Condition I'm in right now. I can barely breathe most days.
I'll be your manager.
Yeah, you be my Paul Heyman. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll be your mouthpiece.
Yeah, absolutely. But I will fight him. Yeah, I would happily stamp on his head. Yeah, no, we'll do a full Money in the Bank special next week.
Cool.
Because my travel arrangements and everything have changed. I'll talk to you afterwards about that.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, we can go through the history. We can do our predictions. And any plans that we have for it. Well, I have for it.
I've got plans too.
I reckon we should do a vlog. I'll do my side at the event. You do your side in your bedroom.
How can I do? I was going to say, how can I do my side?
It'd be fun. It'd be a good vlog, though.
There'll be an announcement next week of what I'm doing.
But no, yeah, we'll do a full Money in the Bank one. So here's my little impromptu thing, and like I said, it's more of an update. Yes. It's more of an update of where we are in our mindsets of wrestling right now.
Okay.
I am going to say something to you, and I want you the first name that comes in your head. I don't want you to think on it. I don't want you to mull over it. I want you first answer. Okay? And I'm going to give you an idea. It's to see where you are with who you like and who you hate and what. Cool. Okay, so it's nothing like I'm not trying to catch you out in your knowledge. I was sitting thinking the other day, if someone asked me these and said it to me, who would I answer? And I couldn't think of them. So you can fire them back at me if you want, and I'll do the same. I won't think about them while I'm doing it. So we'll start with it right. So favorite wrestler right now, active wrestler.
Roman Reigns.
Favorite female wrestler, active.
Oh God. Let me think. Shayna Baszler.
Favorite tag team?
Usos.
Favorite trio?
House of Black.
Favorite show?
SmackDown.
Least favorite wrestler?
Ronda Rousey.
I was going to do male and then female, but fair enough.
That's my female. Male. Fucking hell. Who do I hate? Who do I slag off all the time? I don't know. Fair
enough. Favorite storyline? I think I know the answer to this one.
Bloodline.
Yeah, and
Adam Cole and Jericho comes very close.
Yeah, and the one thing you hope happens in the next few months.
Drew McIntyre becomes heel and wins the world title.
Nice.
Or CM Punk gets fired, the other one.
Yeah,
Which wrestler do I hate? CM Punk?
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Punk.
Do you know
I'll
what,
give you mine.
if you were to ask, because I've been asked this the other day, who's my favourite AEW wrestler at the moment?
Yeah.
Who do you think it is?
Adam
As much as
Cole.
I'd love to say Danhausen, it's not Danhausen.
Adam Cole.
It's Kenny Omega. I'm really liking Kenny Omega. I've been watching a lot of YouTube stuff.
Please get into BTE, mate. Please start watching BTE.
No, because I don't like the Young Bucks.
Yeah, but you see the funny side of Kenny Omega, which is really good because he gets really silly in it, and it makes me laugh.
Adam Cole's up there and Jericho. I do like all three of them. I think them three. My favourite tag team in AEW is the Acclaimed. I absolutely love the Acclaimed, but my favourite trios is House of Black.
So if I went down mine without thinking a straight answer,
favourite male
wrestler, Seth Rollins.
Love it. Favourite female?
Chris Statlander.
Oh, nice. Favourite tag team?
The Young Bucks.
Trios.
The Elite.
Smooth. Show.
AEW Dynamite.
Storyline.
Bloodline. Only just though. Only just. If that didn't happen on Friday night, it would have been the Elite against the BCCC.
Smooth. Least favourite wrestler?
Do I need the answer to that one?
Yes, I would like the answer, please.
CM Punk.
Cool. Least favourite female wrestler?
Charlotte Flair.
That is. Was there anything else?
Favourite
promotion?
AEW right now.
Yeah.
What am I hoping for the next?
What you're hoping for the next year?
Kenny Omega to take the title.
Do you know what? Can I change mine? I've now you've thought about it.
No, I'm changing mine actually. Adam Cole to win the title at All In.
Cody Rhodes to win the world title.
I would like that, but I'm really invested in Adam Cole right now. I think meeting him the other week, having a chat with him, watching that backstage stuff, and obviously seeing how much he struggled with his concussion. I think the top off to that story right now, the crowning point of his own physical comeback is putting that title around his waist at All In.
Yeah.
Or
I've changed my favourite wrestler as well for AEW.
Go on.
It is Adam Cole. I've just realized Kenny Omega's very closely behind him, but
I love Kenny Omega.
I know you do.
But yeah, Seth Rollins is my favorite right now. If you did say to me, if you did promotion wise, I think if I had to pick favorite male wrestler in AEW, it's Adam Cole right now. Favorite female will still be Chris Statlander if I had to do a WWE one. I'm on the Asuka hype train. But yeah, that's for me. Adam Cole winning the title of MJF All In would be a really good point for this weekend. Couple of little special message. Well, because we not spoke about it. Obviously at Double or Nothing, Sammy and Ty Mello announced their pregnancy. They're having a little
congratulations
girl.
Yeah.
And then I believe I heard you crying very loudly on this next one. Alexa Bliss has announced she's pregnant as well.
It hurt me a little. I've texted her. She's apologised, but no. Happy for them.
But yeah, congratulations. But then what's that do with the storyline?
What's the storyline?
Oh, well, she was meant to be the Wyatt Six, remember?
Oh, mate, that's gone well out the window when both of them went off.
Maybe Kiri and Scarlett should be putting that.
Not me. No, because we still don't know what to do with them either way.
Yeah, but no, yeah. So congratulations to them both. I'm sure somebody else announced the pregnancy.
No,
I've seen online.
I can't think.
But I think we're at a good point for the pod at the end. Ooh, mate, what a bit of editing you've got to do. But as always, This is the point where you just looked at the clock, haven't you?
Yeah.
And this is the point where we always say it, or on the social media side. So YouTube video. We've not mentioned our video, by the way. That's going to be a first. We're doing a YouTube video that Matt will edit it.
By the way,
no, we did earlier on.
This time that we've got here, take half an hour off it because we were talking for half an hour before we recorded. As soon as recorded, it was at 46 minutes.
It's 1 hour 41 minutes recording.
Oh, mine says 2 hours, 2 hours 20 minutes. That's
I get the record. I get the recording side on my side.
So how long did it say on yours?
1 hour 41 minutes.
The last one was an hour and 36.
But yeah, so we're on YouTube. We have the video. You can see us sitting talking there. You can see our t-shirts, and as we bring up every week, and the backdrop, as you can see behind Matt, is the last one. By the way, I'm really out for like forever now.
I am too. My brother came in the other day and was like, "Have you seen the graphics for AEW, the AEW game?" And I went, "Yeah, can't wait." And he was like, "Nothing like WWE." And I was like, "It's not meant to be like 2K.
It's an artistic.
He doesn't get wrestling.
It's an artistic stylized. There's no motion capture for it. So
he doesn't. He's always played WWE games. He's never played anything else, so he don't really watch it either.
Yeah. But so yeah, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We are the Wrestling Fellas on pretty much every one of them. I think it might be like Wrestling Fellas.
If you type in Wrestling Fellas in YouTube, it comes up. It's Wrestling Fellas 5350 for some reason.
Yeah, but we are everywhere. So go give us a follow, a like, share, hit the bell on YouTube, comment. Yeah, I think that's
Talk to us.
Talk to us. But yeah, until next time, mate. Peace out.
Sheesh.